Deeks the goat. Wow, you're gonna inflate my ego, listener. Let me see if I can try to give you a goat pick here. So big weekend. Three of the guys that I spar with, not regularly, but on and off, because I don't really do striking regularly now, are fighting this weekend at the Maverick Center on Fierce Fighting Championships, and I'm really excited for them. I would go, except I don't really do anything anymore, and more importantly, Dricus versus Hamzat is on this weekend. And I can't see myself pulling away for this. If I had to juxtapose Dricus Hamzat to a boxing match, a combat sports championship fold, I would say Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. And I would liken it the same way. And by the way, but a prime Mike Tyson versus a prime Evander Holyfield. And I would say this. Hamzat has a huge amount of momentum, right? He runs through people, he destroys people. I mean, what he did to Robert Whitaker was nothing short of like beyond impressive. But Dricus has been this durable machine. He doesn't fight the way you're supposed to fight, but yet he wins anyway. And I know he was a pro kickboxer for years, and you see techniques that are reminiscent of his pro kickboxing career, the way he does that front leg high kick and hits people in the face. I used to do that all the time when I was still in my 30s and MMA was new, and most of them were grapplers anyway. And to an extent, that's still true today. I mean, certainly Hamzat's a grappler, right? So the way I see this playing out is exactly the way I saw Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield play out. So it's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. And early on, people might say, oh my God, no, he's just going to run through him. But think back to Mike Tyson. He had a couple of really close fights. Quick Tillis was one of those really close fights. He had a close fight with Jose Ribalta. No one really talks about it, but his fight with Ribalta was close. Hamzat has a couple close fights too. Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And Usman was a top pound for pound fighter for a while at a different weight class. Not making weight such a big deal. I think it's the fighter. I don't think it's the weight. But two world-class grapplers gave Hamzat a lot of trouble and made him look normal. And that fireball that he comes out with, it slows down as the rounds go on. Dricus is just highly durable. And he's a good grappler, even though he's a grappler for MMA. I was watching one of the lead-up things with him, and his coach was screaming about how this isn't wrestling, this is wrestling for MMA. You keep your head down and your hands down, you're going to get, knocked out cold. And I guess what Dricus is a straight MMA grappler rather than a wrestler. Like Hamzat was like a freestyle wrestler, right? In Russia, and I think we've seen some of that. So look, at the end of the day, I think that Dricus is going to expose Hamzat, expose his limitations, a little bit like Burns and Usman did, but more to the extent because Dricus is a rough dude. I mean, look at the two fights with Strickland, look at the fight with Adesanya. I mean, he is just, honestly, I think he's top pound for pound in the world today. Just my opinion. I don't see Hamzat knocking him off that perch, but we'll see. Listen, man, like Mike Tyson could have steamrolled through anyone, Hamzat can steamroll through anyone. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. That's why we tune in. That's why we love fighting. But I got Dricus, guys, and I got him by knockout in 3 or 4. I think I saw another MMA pro say that, and I agree with him. Anyway, read my book, Warrior of the Life.